Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome once again to the Guys Hiding from Their Wives podcast. The podcast that just lost on the last question of HQ. Bunch of fucking bullshit. Alright, anyways, shout out to you guys at HQ Trivia. I am your host, Big Ben. Right here with me, as always, we've got Magic Mike. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
God, I just about screwed it up again. And over here on the couch next to me, Cameroni and Cheese. What's up, Tiny Wave Man?
Oh, not much, man. What about you?
No, living the dream. I'm ready for winter to be over. Tired of this shit already.
How's your pants?
Don't worry about my pants. They're holy. They're my church pants. All right. Welcome to episode 27?
I have no clue.
Somewhere in there, plus a couple of bonus ones. Thank you, Mike, for coming on and doing that Super Bowl episode. I'm glad we finally got to your quarterback rankings on that one.
No problem.
If you haven't listened to that, get out there. We had a good time. I do apologize for the recording quality. We had a little bit of issue with the mic, but it worked out good. So sorry you couldn't have been in with us on that one. Somebody was out, bowling, dicking around, something like that.
Well, it probably was better I wasn't.
Yeah, because we'd have had a field day with the number one quarterback. So, anyways, go ahead, Mikey, take it away.
Okay, so our sponsor this week says, if you can't make it over to Cooter's Garage, just call us and we will send the tow truck out to get you.
Yeehaw!
At Cooter's Garage, we have all your vehicle needs. Tires, paint, gaskets, and even some TNT to blow up that outhouse that's bothering you. We can drop you off at the Boar's Nest and have you have a beer and take a chat with Daisy as we fix your car. Come on over to Cooter's today. He's the best mechanic in Hazard or any other county.
Sounds to me like them Duke boys are at it again, baby. Oh, right on. Thanks for that, buddy.
No problem.
Well, make sure get out there. Follow us on all those social media channels. Check us out on Twitter. That's @GuysHiding. Follow us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/guyshidingfromtheirwives. You can email the show anytime, anywhere. That's 4guyshiding@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube channel. Nice burp, by the way. Way to go. That's 4 Guys Hiding from Their Wives. And then check out our new Instagram page. It's 4 Guys Hiding. We're getting some good stuff on there. We're still working at it. Again, shout out to Moon, our social media manager, for the good stuff that she's doing on there. And along with that, make sure you listen to us out there on all formats, wherever you're listening now, obviously. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, you name it. You name it, we're out there. I do want to throw a shout-out to National Pizza Day today. Kind of pissed off that I didn't go get a pretzel pizza from Little Caesars for lunch. But, take it for what it's worth. What's happening in your guys' corner of the world? How was bowling the other night?
It wasn't great.
Is it ever?
Some days.
All right. How about you? Any new Instant Pot stories over there, Mikey?
I have nothing going on. I buried the Instant Pot in the back of the closet. Hopefully to be never heard from again. But, yeah, I made chili. Made some kick-ass chili. Made it from scratch on the stove. No pot. So,
Hey,
turned out great.
Sometimes that's even better. I do want to throw another shout-out to Spooky Midgets, too. Remind me later, and I'll tell you about Spooky Midgets. Can we say midgets? Is that okay?
I don't see why not.
I believe the politically correct term is little people.
Yeah, Spooky Midgets. Good enough.
But if you ask Brad Williams, it's Lucky Charm leprechauns.
Whoa!
He's a midget.
That's racist.
He's funny.
No, he's a midget.
He's
funny. Is that the one you sent me the video? Okay. Yeah, that guy's hilarious as shit. I got to show you that video if you haven't seen it, Mikey.
The only thing wrong with him, he's a huge Denver Bronco fan.
What's wrong with that?
There's a lot of things wrong with that.
It's not like he can see good games. The guardrail's too
Yeah,
high.
I was going to say, man, you can't go to a game and see over in front of you. He's got to buy front row seats every time.
There you go.
All right, so I got a story for you, okay? I go to lunch the other day at a restaurant that's been talked about several times on this podcast. I'm not going to name any names, but so, it's one that we've discussed. It's one of our favorites. So I go in there, and I'm getting ready to order, and I'm looking at the menu there, and getting ready to decide, and I asked the gal there at the counter if I can see, I say, I'm going to need to check out your breasts before I put this order in. And so, she gave me this really weird look. Yeah, fucking funny thing about that is that's the worst pizza place I've ever been to. I'm not allowed back in there anymore. No? God damn.
Bad joke.
That's one of them
please?
that sounded better in my head. I should have left it there, I guess. I don't know. So, there's a show. I don't know if it's on Netflix or if it's on Hulu or where it's at. It's called Frankie and Grace. Have you guys seen this?
I haven't.
It's Netflix.
It's on Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin. freaking hilarious. My wife was watching this, and I come in, and I'm not even sure what the hell's going on. Lily Tomlin's, she's got a pint of ice cream out on the table, and she's got a bottle of Jameson whiskey there, and she just puts a bunch of ice cream in the bowl and then starts dousing it with Jameson. She
Nothing
just
wrong
starts
with
pouring
that.
the Jam over the top of it. I was like, God, this is how I want to live my life. So, shout out to you.
And I don't ever see you drink Jameson.
Don't worry about it.
You like a Jaeger.
Well, yeah, I do like Jaeger.
And then throwing up.
No, that's only
Immensely.
after about 17 Jaeger bombs, but we're not going to get into that. So
It sounds wonderful.
I'm just saying. So shout out to you for whoever came up with that idea. I think I need to try this.
Someone should talk to Cold Stone.
I know those guys. I could put a word in there. All right. Other stuff going on. The Grammys are tonight. Well, I guess it'll be tonight when this comes out. I'm hoping this will get out Sunday morning.
Does anybody even care about that shit anymore?
Well, I don't know.
The
it's
Grammys.
worth talking about.
It's
There's
a
some cool
popularity
stuff on
contest. No one really cares.
there. Yeah,
Till
no,
All-Star Weekend.
don't even get me started on that hot, steamy pile of garbage.
You know, and like I said, I lost it years ago for the Grammys. But when you give best heavy metal group to Steely Dan,
Well, I guess since they had the name Steel in there, I figure they better get something.
no one
for
knows
heavy
who
metal.
they are. It's, I mean, come on,
I
heavy
don't
metal.
think Steely Dan has ever been considered heavy metal ever.
No, but just okay. So a couple years ago, I can't remember how long it's been, but AC/DC opened up the show.
Okay.
It was great. You know, I thought, okay, now we're doing something. And then it was like 10 artists in a row I never heard of, people presenting I didn't know.
Well, that
I
was
have no
just
clue.
looking at the nominees, man.
It's a waste of time. It's a shit show. It's a popularity contest. And today's music isn't music.
No, it's not anywhere close. Like I've only listened to actually one album that's up for album of the year, and that's Drake's Scorpion. And I've talked about it before, how great it is, and it's just legit in itself. But, like, I mean, I've heard of, obviously, Cardi B and Post Malone.
See, and I never heard of Cardi B till just the other day on a trivia question.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know who it was.
Man, you got the right idea, because I can't
don't
turn
know.
on the freaking radio without hearing her.
But I don't
going off about
I don't
something.
like rap. I don't listen to rap. I mean, like, you can say, like, Eminem and Coolio and them guys, I think they're talented for what they do, the way they rap and stuff, but it's just not my style. I don't like
I was
it.
going to say, how talented really do you got to be to rap, though? There's no real vocal singing involved.
It kills me because everybody in the world's a rapper now, and they're on the corners and it sounds like ass. I'm sorry, but you're not a rapper.
Well, I've heard some of them ones that they push on you down there. And
Yeah.
I was on Hollywood Boulevard, and good God, man, I
Yeah,
ended up with like
yeah.
3 CDs. Like, oh, whatever you want to pay, I don't have any cash. Well, whatever, man, dude.
Yeah, it's
Guy's got his hand in my pocket. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
all you gotta do is just grab your nuts and go, yeah.
Word
to your mother. Vanilla
That's the
Ice
new-
was better than
That's
that.
the new freestyle rap. So, anyways, yes.
Not my style.
Okay, all right. So these are the albums that are up. I'm not going to
What
get
do
too
you
much
have
into
against Vanilla Ice?
Nothing. I think he's more
it. No,
talented than
he's
the
more
artists
talented
today.
than Post Malone.
At least he's sang
I
a
don't
little
know about
bit.
that particular one.
I do. So like,
See,
Post
theirs
Malone-
went ding ding ding
He's
ding ding.
definitely
Ch. Mine
better.
went ding 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 ding. Ch. You ever seen that behind the story on him? Jesus Christ, that was the most funny thing I ever heard in my life.
I saw a playlist on Spotify the other day. It was a Russian roulette playlist. It had 5 plays of Under Pressure with David Bowie and Queen, and 1 play of Ice Ice Baby.
Oh.
That was the whole playlist, and you just put it on shuffle and play Russian.
It was the same exact thing. And see, there's a little catch in there. Mine goes ding 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 ding. Ch. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's the same song.
Yeah. On one cool note, the Black Panther soundtrack is up for the best album,
As it should be.
so that's pretty cool.
I don't
But,
even
you
recall
know,
nothing.
Okay, so here's the thing: the best album nominee, and I wanted to talk about this. Okay, the best album nominees are "Beer Bongs and Bentleys" by Post Malone, "Her" by Her, "Dirty Computer" by Janelle Monáe or something like that.
Shit, if I wanted a dirty computer, I'll leave it in a household with a 16-year-old
Oh,
boy.
trust me, I've seen your computer. It's dirty as shit. Black Panther soundtrack, "Invasion of Privacy" by Cardi B, "Golden Hour" by Casey Musgraves, "Scorpion" by Drake, and "By the Way I Forgive You" by Brandy Carlisle. Those are up for album of the year.
The only
Well,
thing
then-
I've ever heard of is Drake.
Yeah, and then that Scorpion
I've never
album-
heard him.
That Scorpion album is legit. But then you come over here, and they have a category for record. And the nominees for Best Record are All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar, The Joke, Brandi Carlile, Rockstar by Post Malone, 21 Savage, The Middle by Zedd, I Like It by Cardi B, God's Plan by Drake, Shallow, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and This Is America from Donald Glover. What the hell is the difference between an album and the record?
I believe an album's like a whole bunch of records, and those are singles.
Okay, but then
Call
the
it a
song...
single?
But then up for the Grammy for the song, you've got All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar, The Joke, Brandi Carlile. You've got the same stuff. What the hell is the difference?
Okay, if you go back,
Vinyl records.
if you go back to, I think it was 85, I want to say, when Prince came out, brand new, he won everything. Song of the year, album of the year, it was the same goddamn song.
And that's what I want to know is what the hell's the difference?
There ain't no difference. It's the same song.
If you have some insight out there to what the difference is between album, record, and song of the year, please shoot us an email. Hit me up on any of those things. Let me know.
And don't be logical about it, because they don't go by that.
Album and song is a pretty big.
I mean, I can understand that, but where the hell does the record come into play?
I'm wondering
It's
if
the same
really
thing.
just the vinyl record sales, because they do make them.
Maybe. I don't know. Something. So, yeah, anyways. Now that rant's over. Do you guys know who Patton Oswalt is?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so I don't know if
He's
you
ready.
guys heard this story. And I had it. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. So, Patton Oswalt's on Twitter doing. I don't even remember what he tweeted. The initial tweet was. I'm going to see if I can find it here. I'm looking. But I don't know. Anyway, he tweeted something, and then somebody comments on it. And he says, or I guess he retweeted a poem. And this guy gets on there. He says, I just realized why I was so happy you died in Blade Trinity. And you shoot basketball like the sawed-off little man you are. So this guy just gets on there and starts trolling Patton Oswalt, okay? Well, then he goes back on there, and he's like, and he goes looking back at his Twitter feed and everything like that. And I guess this guy's got sepsis and diabetes, and he was in a coma and a bunch of stuff. I guess he was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. So Patton Oswalt goes back there, and he's looking back at that. And so he retweets all this stuff, and he says, God, I'd be pissed off too. This guy's been dealt some shitty cards. Let's deal him some good ones. So then he shares the GoFundMe page that somebody had set up for this guy. So this guy gets on Twitter, and he starts trolling Patton Oswalt. And then Patton Oswalt turns it right back around and then tweets the shit out of this guy's GoFundMe page and raises $30,000 for this guy. So shout out to you, Patton Oswalt. We can all take a lesson from you. Because, you know, that's the kind of human being that I want to be.
That's actually pretty cool.
I've learned two lessons from him now. Number one's anyone can cook.
Well, when you seen on Jimmy Kimmel do like the mean tweets, someone always has something negative to say. That's unfortunate. That's what society has come to.
Yeah, and
it's all about degrading other people and ripping other people, and making them feel like shit to bring them down to your level.
Yeah.
To be fair,
So
I like to watch the mean tweets.
Yeah, to be, you can't be critical of Patton Oswalt doing something nice like that.
No,
That's actually
that
pretty
was
cool.
Awesome. I'll throw him some mad love on that. So, well, and I guess he ended up, the guy ended up tweeting back. He says, you know what, you've humbled me beyond words. I just appreciate how genuine of a human and how great of a person you are. So, yeah, shout out to you. Mad love for you, Patton Oswalt. So, before we
bring him back.
Yes, they should. So, before we get into this week's Is This Even Real, do you guys got anything else you want to talk about?
I can't say I do.
Other than you got a tiny wave. Look at that. Look how tiny that thing was. That's the smallest one I've seen. Well, get there. And don't blame this on me being a microphone.
There is one.
Okay, what do you got?
I don't have to spend $396 on a clutch.
How'd you make it work?
I didn't. My tie rod's broke, not the clutch.
All right, that's even better.
It's a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah. How much you get a tie rod for?
I can get all four for $135.
You're right. That is a much better deal. Sorry, I was taking a big drink off Mountain Dew there. Mikey, you got anything?
I got nothing going on in my life.
Mountain Dew.
Whoa. Dang, and I thought I was bad for my joke about the gears in people's knees, man.
That's my joke.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was bad for your joke about gears in people's knees.
If I didn't think we'd have trouble if I told that joke, I would tell
it.
it.
Yeah, we're not going to tell that joke. Don't worry about it. I mean, I don't think the FCC can get hold of us here, but we don't want to offend the 30-something listeners that we do have.
The FCC won't let me be.
All right, so here you go. Here is this week's Is This Even Real? I'm taking the mic. You can have it back in a minute. Okay, so here's the headline. This is from May 2014. Tiger at prom. Miami school faces backlash for bringing exotic animal to dance. Okay, so apparently this high school in Miami is catching some heat after its jungle-themed prom decorations include a live caged tiger. Okay, so it's a private Catholic school in Miami. I'm not going to go in and name any names, but it held its prom, and then by Sunday, video of the tiger pacing in a small cage began to surface. Well, people are throwing a complete kitten fit, just saying, oh, this poor tiger was used as exotic amusement for mindless teenagers. It's not the students' fault, but the staff who arranged it. They're responsible for this tiger's misery, showing it frantically walking the perimeter of its cage, etc., etc., shows the tiger lying down. Says they had a lemur and a parrot, I guess, at a jungle theme thing. And this is what they're griping about. It says wild animals aren't prom decorations. Displaying a tiger in a tiny cage and allowing students to handle lemurs is cruel to the animals. And I guess the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, they got a hold of it and they were looking into it all. But okay, here's the thing. In all of that story, what did we hear that the outrage is about? Because they've got the tiger
on
in a
display.
cage. Because they've got the tiger in a cage. Nobody has said a fucking word about the fact that there's a fucking live tiger at the prom. They're just worried because it's in a cage. All right, let the thing out of a cage. Hope it fucking bites somebody's leg. What the hell, man?
So I can go both ways on this. The first way, negative, is like it's a party. There's loud music. The kids are gonna provoke.
That poor tiger's gonna be scared.
The kids are gonna provoke him. You know, that's because teenagers are. So I can see that as being the bad thing about it. In a cage, he better be in a cage. He's gonna eat some kids. But the good part about it is, I'll say this: if Mike Tyson can raise 3 tigers, this tiger ain't got to go through none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So this tiger's fine.
And I get that. And don't get me wrong. This shouldn't have been done. There shouldn't have been a tiger at this thing anyway. But the problem I have is not that the fact that the fucking tiger was in a cage. Why do you have a tiger in the high school gym anyway? In what universe is that a good idea?
Well, let me ask a question.
Well,
Apparently in Miami, but jeez.
Let me ask this question.
Decided survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So let me ask this. So we're in an age now where schools are begging for money, begging for funding, begging for school supplies. How much money do they blow to rent a tiger in a cage?
You are not kidding, man.
Well, they're
to come to a
private
stupid
Catholic
party? Well, yeah, and you know where the Catholic, they got plenty of cash. So
well, we're not. I'm not touching that one. You guys.
I'll touch that one.
Cocaine.
Priest.
Maybe a priest had to pay off a silence debt or something, and you better rent us a tiger, pal. So okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And it's all subjective. You know what I mean? Just the way that the English language is. You go in there. There's a huge difference between "Forgive me, Father, I have sinned" and "I've been naughty, Daddy." I'm just saying that there's a big difference there. But apparently somebody took that the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just take a moment. How do you think Mike Tyson has to call his tigers?
Well, he don't have them no more. They took them.
Yeah, no, they took him. Yeah.
But did you know he had them?
Stu
He had
and
them
Phil
for
took the one.
like 15 years.
Oh yeah.
He had them for a long
that
time.
thing in The Hangover, that was actually, I think that was one of his.
Yeah, they talked about Tyson having these tigers, and it's like he went bankrupt overnight and lost these tigers, but he had them for a long time.
Oh shit! So there you
He
go.
had all that money, but no money for speech help.
He's got a speech impediment. He's the baddest man on the planet. He doesn't need speech.
I beg to differ.
He's actually
Brock Lesnar.
if you go
That's why Paul Heyman talks for Lesnar.
if you go watch the iPod cast that Joe Rogan did talking to Mike Tyson, it's like an hour and a half long. It was real informative about Tyson. It really was. It was
About the pigeon racing.
It was an interesting. He didn't even bring it up. It was
Really?
it was an interesting interview. It really was.
I might have to go look into that. I don't don't get me wrong. All this stuff you see about Mike Tyson, and he just gets a lot of shit. But I think the guy, just some of the things that he said and he's done, he's a guy I could hang out with.
Okay,
To
so
be fair,
I can hang
he
out with
gets a
Mike
lot of
Tyson.
shit,
I'll
but
give you-
Evander Holyfield's a dirty fighter, and he earned that.
I'll give you this little bit of tidbit. In
Here.
2020 or 2021, They're working on it now. They're actually building the facility. Mike Tyson teamed up with somebody. They're growing marijuana in California.
No shit.
Was it Willie Nelson?
No, you ought to see this. I seen the blueprints of it. You need to see this facility they're building. It's going to be like the #1 extravagant marijuana growing THC based plant in California or even the world.
Really?
It's going to be that good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
mean,
awesome.
He talks about it in that interview and just the things they've done. He's going to be back up there. You're going to hear his name again in a couple of years about in the marijuana field.
That's way cool, man. That's way cool. And again, we're not going to get into a big whole statement about. We're not going to get into the political ramifications of it, but I did order some hemp oil, completely THC free, so it's legal. It's a CBD oil. Oh, dude, one day, and my foot feels better than it has in the last 3 weeks, probably.
See, and I tried it because a lot of people sell it now, and I tried it, and it's without the THC, so it's all right. But I didn't notice a difference. I took it for like 3 days. I didn't notice nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, my foot's far from great. Stupid plantar fasciitis, but it's getting better, or it's better than it was. We'll say that.
That's
it's starting to hurt a little bit now because I've been on it all day. But
it's and some people think it's a cure-all, fix-all for everything in the world, but it's not. No. It's only for certain things, and you have to use it in the right way. And I have no problem with that.
Nope.
I'm not against it. I'm against Bubba Joe driving down the street smoking a joint just because I'm against that. But if it's for medical reasons and you need it and it helps you, go for
absolutely.
it. I agree.
And the anti-seizures and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, on the other side of the break, we've got a very special, not necessarily our top 5 list. It's a list of about 5, but we've come up with our ultimate movie cast. So we'll talk about that when we come back off the other side of the break. So buckle up. We're going to have a lot of fun with this.
I kind of went overboard.
That's all right. That's all right. I was having a lot of fun putting this one together. I hope you guys have as much fun listening to it as I did. So we're going to put our movies together as we come back off of the break. So grab you some popcorn, grab you a drink, get some cotton candy, have a seat, buckle up. We're going to come back with you on 2 and 2. All right, and we're back. Everybody back with us? Yes?
Should be.
Everybody sober? Close enough?
Don't ask questions.
All right. Well, welcome back. I don't know about you guys. I had a good break. Hopefully you guys are ready to settle in for this. We're going to put together our ultimate movie cast. We've come up with some pretty good stuff here. So basically, well, we'll get into it. But before we do, the second half of this episode is brought to you by Los Pollos Hermanos. Los Pollos Hermanos specializes in fried chicken services across the southwestern United States. Founded by Gustavo Fring and Max Arciniega, the chain has 14 locations located throughout New Mexico and across the Southwest. The finest ingredients are brought together with love and care, then slow cooked to perfection. Yes, the old ways are still the best ways at Los Pollos Hermanos, but don't take my word for it. One taste and you'll know. Los Pollos Hermanos.
Nice.
So, yeah. So now, what we've decided, we were trying to come up with an idea what we were going to do. So we've come up with, we're going to put together a movie cast. And again, like Mike said, he took it to the next level. So we'll hit him up there. But what we did is we've come up with a couple of main characters, a main actor and a main actress, a couple of supporting roles, and then a cameo. I hope you got that cameo in there. And you need to explain to us what your cameo, what he's going to be doing when he gets to that point in the movie. So, and then, it's up to you if you want to make it a romantic comedy, a rom-com, if you want an action movie, if you want a horror movie, whatever the case may be. So, but let's just jump to it. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, Mikey.
Okay.
And give us just give us your whole spiel. Give us a whole rundown.
Okay, so like you said,
buckle up. This is a good
one. when you told me about it, I okay, I can do that. Well, I started writing down like an idea for a plot or a movie or whatever, and in about 10-15 minutes, I wrote about 10 pages. And
Mike's ready to pitch this thing to the Hollywood producers.
I went a little overboard because I started writing, I couldn't stop. And I'm just that way. Once an idea gets in my head, I just start going. So I narrowed it down just a little. I mean, I got it down to like a half a page now. I cut it down big time. But what I did is I set it up in plot form. And so I got my characters. They'll be introduced as I go through the plot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, before you get into that, we do have a little bit of breaking news that the United States actually has become the world's largest producer of oil.
Nice.
And on a side note, America has invaded America. So just throwing that out there. Okay. All right, continue.
All right.
Go ahead.
So let's just jump right into that, and I'll just kind of go with my plot.
That
And like
was
I said,
racist, I know.
I hope it makes sense because I cut it down really fast. I only had a little bit of time to write this, so hopefully it'll make sense, and hopefully we'll get the stars in, and we'll see. But I do have a pretty good cameo I like, so let's just go with it. So the plot, Ben, and I didn't even think of you.
Not me.
I didn't even think of you when I did it. I just came up with the name Ben.
I better get some royalties off of this
So Ben is played by Benedict Cumberbatch because that guy is good in everything.
shit. Bumblehorn crumple snack.
When I start watching, the Imitation Game, holy cow. Anyway, so Ben, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, is a nice, calm, but awkward software programmer. You can kind of see that type of guy, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He lost his wife 5 years ago.
Before you get to again, I'm just gonna break in here. And
You're fine.
Why do people think he's so hot?
I don't know.
I don't see it. Guy looks like Butthead to me. But,
He does. He's a good actor, but
All right. Okay. That's all. I just want to throw that
okay, yeah, I agree with you. But anyway, after 5 years after his wife passed away, he never remarried, and he's not currently dating. Amanda, played by Kate Beckinsale, works at this same software company.
Now I see why people think she's hot.
Oh,
'Cause
boy.
she's smoking.
Yes. Works on programming, software, stuff like that. And they've had a few chats, but he's the supervisor, she's the worker. It's just been kind of chit-chatty, nothing like that. And a huge firm hires this software developing group, and they want them to come up with a new program for one of their software designs ASAP. And so Ben and Amanda and two other employees, played by Jim Parsons and Anna Kendrick, they start working late nights and weekends to get it accomplished for their deadline goal. And as they're there working later and later, they have more deeper and more intimate, meaningful conversations. So Sebastian is Amanda's husband, played by Nikolai Coster-Waldau, as you know, as Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones.
That guy looks like Prince Charming from Shrek.
Yeah, that guy, yeah. So anyway, he's been practicing law for quite a few years, and he's been told he has a chance to become partner if he's willing to work longer days and weekends also. And he has a very good-looking secretary named Sasha, played by Emily Ratajkowski, who's one of the hottest women on the planet, and they've been having an affair for quite a while. While talking, Ben learns that Amanda knows about her husband's affair or thinks very strongly that something's going on. But she says she is alone with nowhere to go and is afraid to leave him. Ben tells her that he lost his wife to a serial killer 5 years ago, and he's told no one about it, and the serial killer is still on the loose. So she is the first person he ever told this to, and they start telling stories how she's, her husband's not the best. He thinks she's having an affair, and things are, kind of going bad. And they start to develop a bond over this late night relationship. So storyline goes that now the serial killer kills her husband one night while he's waiting for his fling to show up. So she has to call the cops. They all know. So now she knows for a fact that he was having an affair. So as he starts making advances towards Amanda, she starts pushing him away and not wanting to do it. So he starts becoming more irate, more kind of a jerk, and enforcing his boss thing on her work. And all things start leading to him being the serial killer. But, so here's the twist.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan, by the way.
So here's the twist. Another co-worker, played by Mark Ruffalo, starts cozying up to Amanda. And all of a sudden, Mark Ruffalo gets killed by the serial killer. And like I said, long story short, I got a lot of pages, but we'll just cut it down. The killer turns out to be Simone, who's played by Lena Headey, who's plays Cersei on Game of Thrones. And she actually went after Benedict Cumberbatch's character, and he blew her off because he was married at the time. So she killed his wife.
Damn.
She then developed affection toward Amanda. She started to go that way, and Ruffalo was, so she killed her husband. She killed Ruffalo because they was, getting together. And just a long story short, she has feelings for Amanda, and then Benedict Cumberbatch comes in and saves the day at the last minute and saves her from the serial killer.
Way to go, Ben.
But
Kick ass, Ben. You rock.
so just for some of the other office workers, we got Kristen Bell, Tobey Maguire, Colby Smulders, Mark Ruffalo, of course, Peter Dinklage. You got to have him in there, and Mila
Speaking of
Kunis.
spooky midgets.
Yeah, and Mila
I want to
Kunis.
know about the spooky midgets.
So
Shit, I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Break.
So, and the police have to question the neighbors, who are going to be Margot Robbie, Elijah Dushku, Jason Bateman, and
There's some hot ass neighbors, dude. I'm just saying.
a blast from the past, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, please tell me he shows up singing "Party" all the time.
Yeah. So the police officer, the detectives, is going to be played by Michael Weatherly from NCIS and Bull, and Conan Stevens, the guy who plays the Mountain. You need a big Buffy.
Not Conan O'Brien?
No, Conan Stevens. And then their police lieutenant, none other than show, fan and our fan of him, Eric Estrada, is going to be the lieutenant.
Wait. Eric Estrada from Chips.
From Chips.
Both Chips. He's in the movie, too.
Yes, he is in the movie.
And when they're about ready to crack the case and it takes a wrong turn, the detectives don't know what to do, they go find the old detective that's been retired for years, sitting in his backyard barbecuing. They go to him for information.
Get off my lawn, you punk
And
kid.
guess who it is? None other than Clint Eastwood himself. So that's all I got.
I like it. Roll out the red carpet. This sumbitch is going to win an Oscar.
I had to cut it down
It's
from
also
10
gonna be
pages
the
to
most
1.
expensive production ever.
Yeah, right?
No.
I like it. Good one, Mikey. Good one.
What you
All
got?
right, go ahead. You're up.
All right.
So, and we'll, for us laymen who didn't get that in depth, who aren't, accomplished movie writers here, we just went with our 5 mains. You got a main actor, a main actress, a couple of supporting roles, and then your cameo role. So, what do you got?
Yeah. I got Neil Patrick Harris as my star.
As your main actor. Okay,
Right.
all right.
Anyone who knows me knows that's my guy. Love Neil Patrick Harris.
Does he have a tiny wave like you?
He's a
Look,
magician.
Look at it. Look at it. It's tiny.
That one's not. Look at it.
All right,
Look
that
at
one's
it.
okay.
All right. I got Emma Stone as my leading
I
lady.
almost picked her. That
Oh!
is not bad.
TV timeout. Just to interrupt because you brought up Neil Patrick Harris.
Commercial.
Do you guys watch The Masked Singer?
I do.
No, I haven't seen it.
Do you think Neil Patrick Harris is that one guy? Is one of the people in the
I think
outfits? I think Neil Patrick Harris is one for sure. The magician guy. He's doing the magician thing. He was a child
Neil
actor.
Patrick Harris is part of the Ministry of Magic.
He can sing, and he can sing.
No, he can. I know he can sing.
You
I've
got to
seen
watch
him
the.
in something.
I'm hooked on that show.
Is this on Hulu? Could I find this on Hulu? Past episodes?
think
Probably.
so.
Somebody throw me a bone. If I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, let us
Sorry.
know what you think out there too. I mean, seriously.
Oh, Masked Singer's great.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
My supporting
Have you
cast
seen-
is.
Hold on. We'll get back there. Hold on. Have you seen Dr. Horrible sing along blog?
No.
You need to see this. It's
great.
got Nathan Fillion, Neil Patrick Harris, Felicia Day of Supernatural. Oh, dude, it is incredible. You will not regret it. It's like 47 minutes. It's on. You can find it on YouTube. But they have a sing along every year at the local Comic Con convention.
Uh-huh.
It was the absolute greatest time of my life. My wife absolutely hated it because she hates it when people sing along and talk along with the movies. And that's all you do is you go in a room and there's like 500 people and they're all talking along with the movie at the same time.
Kind of like what's that cult classic?
The Rocky Horror Picture
Yes.
Show. Yeah. And let me just tell you, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Okay, continue.
Sorry.
We got off on Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, we got off on Emma Stone.
Oh,
But we went back to Neil Patrick Harris.
I appreciate the lead in, but I'm not going to get into it. I could be in some serious
Come
trouble
on,
for
man.
that.
I set you up perfect.
I know.
But,
I know.
So my supporting cast is Chris Pratt and Aubrey Plaza. Not together.
Oh, no, Burt Macklin, FBI?
Not Burt Macklin.
Or Janet,
It's not Janet Snakehole either.
damn it.
No, they're just roommates.
Okay, all right.
They roommate with Neil Patrick Harris.
So does Chris Pratt at this point, does he actually qualify as a supporting actor? Or does he fall into that lead actor role?
He can be both.
All right.
There's a lot
He
of
goes
actors
both ways.
who can go both.
He goes both ways?
Might.
Let me ask you this: since you talked about Emma Stone, that movie she did, The Rocker, that kid that plays the keyboards, and he was in that Kevin Hart movie, the Groomsman or whatever.
I'm looking up right now what we're talking
Who
about.
is that kid?
I don't know.
He is like the
I
best.
don't like Kevin Hart.
He was in a
How
Kevin Hart
can you
movie.
not like Kevin Hart? What the hell is the matter?
Kevin Hart's funny.
Well, Ben, I don't like anyone who's shorter than me and not a midget.
Spooky midgets.
If you're not legally
But
a
the
midget,
kid,
but
the
you're
kid
under
in the
5'2".
Rocker, that was a keyboard player with Emma Stone. He's playing in a couple shows already now. That dude makes the best side friend, kid in the shadows actor there ever was. He's just that guy. He could do anything.
Good God, that movie's from 2008.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
I mean, it was around Zombieland time.
Which one was it? Was it what was the kid's name in the movie?
Shit.
Was it Matt? I feel like it might have been Matt.
Yeah, it might have been Maddie.
Was it Josh Gad?
Josh Gad. That's who it is.
He's a kid that does the voice of Olaf in Frozen.
I don't know.
He was LeFou in the Beauty and the Beast live action movie.
I don't watch
Gaston's
the
little
cartoons and stuff.
No, it was live action.
Oh,
It was good.
Still don't.
No, it was really good.
No, Josh Gad's good.
Yeah, he's great.
He was in
he
Pixels.
was in Pixels too. Yeah.
Yeah. Pixel. See,
Pixels. That movie was so great.
it was. I want him to be one of my computer software office workers
yes,
too.
good call.
He would be good in that role.
All right, so give it. What's the plot of your movie? What's happening in your movie that these guys are?
Sticking with Neil Patrick Harris being a magician, that's actually how he got this role. A street magician lands a huge gig and has to hurry and find a magician's assistant. With the help of his 2 roommates, he finds his assistant and much more.
That's not bad. That's bad. All right, so who's your cameo?
Penn and Teller.
All right. That's not bad. So do they just show up at a magic show then?
Maybe
They're
he
the
could go
judges.
on their
They
show
are,
and say,
the
"Fool
special
them."
guests at the magic show.
Oh, I don't hate that. That's not terrible.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. All right. Okay. Damn. You guys are making me look. I'm a little concerned about mine now at this point. So, all right. So I was trying to think of what's going to be good here. So I went with pretty much what's going to be my forte. I love the comedy, action, buddy movie. Some of the good stuff that's been out, and based on the success of what I liked what he did in Jumanji. Some of the stuff that went on with like Rampage. I don't know if you saw that one where
You're putting The Rock in your show.
I'm taking Dwayne Johnson as my main actor.
He's in everything.
That's why he's in my movie.
Give
just
someone
because
else
he's
a
great.
chance.
And it's kind of funny that you mentioned her as one of your support actors because I took her as a main actress. And see, and I had a hard time with my main actress because I was like, okay, well, if it's in an action movie, I can take a Scarlett Johansson. She'd be good. I can take a Gal Gadot. I mean, I'll take Gal Gadot any damn where she wants to go.
Yep.
But, like, their roles, there's not that much comedy in them. You know what I mean? I mean, Gal Gadot.
So you don't know how she would be.
Funny as shit.
Actually, she was pretty funny in the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't
still
So,
watch
acting.
like,
them.
I've seen a lot of the stuff that she does as herself, like that's on YouTube and stuff. She's funny. Holy crap, she's got a sense of humor. But I've never seen any of her stuff like where she's really lets that sense of humor out. So that kind of killed it for her. And then you've got your funny people like Kristen Wiig. She kills me. And I'm glad that none of you guys said Melissa McCarthy because I would have thrown this fucking table at you.
I
Because
don't like
hate her.
her.
She is unfunny. She's stupid. She needs to be nowhere near my movie.
She plays the same role in every show
Yeah.
she ever does. She's too over the top.
Yeah. Almost put Rebel Wilson in there, but
I like
again,
Rebel Wilson, though.
she'd be good for that comedy, but maybe not so much the action movie. So I went with
I
somebody.
know, dude. Pitch Perfect 3 had some great action scenes. She was there. It was great.
So I went with somebody that she's funny. I've seen what she do, and I feel like that if she got going, she's gonna kick ass. And you have her as one of your supporting cast. I went with Kristen Bell.
Yes. I like
Have you
Kristen
seen-
Bell.
Have you seen The Good Place? Have we talked about that? Oh, for God's
Come
sake!
on,
Turn the ringer off! Come on!
Jesus.
Oh my hell!
Rookie.
Look at that wave. Jesus Christ!
Holy shit.
All right, we're gonna let Cameron go over there and answer the phone.
Anyway, Kristen Bell. She was in.
What?
The alarm to take my pill
Oh, all right. Well, we'll quit giving you crap then.
that I don't have with me.
No, we'll hurry up and wrap this up so you can go take your meds. So yeah, Kristen Bell, like
me
she's
off
hilarious. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's hilarious in The Good Place. Man.
And have you seen The Bad Moms?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
did good
Mila
in that.
Kunis is great.
Yes.
Mila
Most
Kunis,
And plus, Kristen Bell's hot as balls, so
she is.
she's
Dax Shepard.
good. Yes, yes.
He has to go if she goes, because they're a group thing.
I
No,
don't
I
think
got no
that's-
Dax Shepard in here. No, because I don't want her husband anywhere around this, because this is on me.
That's true.
So,
He's
okay.
a nice guy. You never know. He might let you have
Then
some
my
fun.
supporting cast, he's kind of taken a step back from his lead role days. He's just great. This might have to be a Boston transplant. So I went with Mark Wahlberg as one of my supporting roles. And then I mixed it up. I made, I don't want to call it affirmative action, but made sure we got a pretty diverse crowd here. But I went with him, and it's just because I love him, and he's going to be freaking amazing. I took Donald Glover in my supporting cast.
I like Donald Glover.
So here, and I'll get to my cameo. 'cause I
What made you take Mark Wahlberg over Ted?
well,
Ted's funny.
just for the role.
Ted can do funny parts.
Just for the role. I don't think Ted's going to work as a drug smuggling kingpin.
Okay, I can see that.
But Seth MacFarlane really could.
Yes, he could.
You know
and
what?
I'm not going to tell you who my cameo is right now because it's going to give the whole damn thing away if I
Okay.
do.
And just on the side note for Seth MacFarlane,
Rogen,
I love Seth
Evelyn
MacFarlane. I
Kingpin.
think he's
Is
funny.
it Danny Trejo?
No, that would have been great, though.
His movies are great, but when he acts in them, he does the same two voices, and I lose interest.
It's Peter
It's
Griffin.
hard. It is. It's Peter Griffin and Stewie.
Well, the
And-
worst part is Stewie's his real voice.
I know, and that's what's bad is anytime Seth MacFarlane does a show, Family Guy is so great.
Oh, yeah,
I just
that's
instantly,
what he does.
I just go back to Family Guy.
Well, even watching the Orville, anytime he'll start to say
Yeah.
something, and all I can hear is him in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
That
too.
Million Ways Die in the West, I like that show.
Dude, I love that movie.
I like that show a lot.
Kills me. People do die at the fair.
But when he starts going
for it.
off, man.
Back to Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
A mustache, a mustache. All right,
That was
I
great.
almost went with Charlize Theron just for that role.
You
Liam
gotta
Neeson with a flower in his ass.
Yes.
you gotta put Charlize Theron in everything.
So, yeah. All right, so basically here's how it breaks down. We've got The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he's LAPD, with his partner, Donald Glover.
Okay.
I like the way this could go.
Is he playing a police academy type role?
Oh, that is good. He almost could take over that Michael Winslow role, man, in Police Academy. But they're tracking this drug smuggling ring where Mark Wahlberg is the kingpin. He's a Boston transplant, and he's the kingpin of the drug smuggling ring. Kristen Bell is Dwayne's hot girlfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call it. But truth be told, she works with a bunch of crackheads, so she's the one that's buying the majority of Mark Wahlberg's supply as it comes in.
Nice catch.
She's buying it for all them. She's not doing them herself because she's too good for that. But yeah, so
Good twist.
The way that it goes down, it just it's back and forth the whole movie. They're chasing Wahlberg all over downtown L.A. Finally, they catch up to him. They've got him at his warehouse, his lab, whatever it is. It ends up in a big gunfight there. People are making quippy remarks back and forth. It ends up, they hit a gas tank or something. Big explosion. The whole place just goes up. And as they're sitting out on the sidewalk after it, a motorcycle comes cruising down the road. Guy pulls up on his motorcycle, takes off his helmet, looks over at the explosion, and it's Owen Wilson.
Oh, I thought he was gonna
God,
say
no.
Flash Gordon.
No.
Wow. And then he puts his helmet back on and then drives away.
I thought he was gonna say Flash Gordon.
No.
Although Flash Gordon Sam Jones is really cool. I met that guy and he was just awesome. So
You
yeah.
also met Boba Fett.
Yep, I did. So yeah, I just need Owen Wilson. He's got one line in the home, one word. He just pulls up, takes his helmet off, wow, and then drives off.
That'd be cool.
So that's
I mean,
my
you could
cameo.
put Vince Vaughn with him too.
Another good. Okay, speaking of good cameos, you remember in
I
Planes?
almost wanted to put Stan Lee
Yeah.
in as a cameo someplace.
Yeah.
But.
You remember in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles at the first when Steve Martin's chasing the cab, and it was against Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
He had like 10 seconds in that whole show. That was great.
Well, and then there's some of them that like was like, wait, was that really? It was Deadpool 2 when Brad Pitt shows up for literally 10 seconds and that's it. So you gotta love that cameo.
In Beverly Hills Cop, I think it was 14 or something like that. George Lucas made an appearance. Remember
Really?
Remember that at the amusement park?
Yes.
That was George Lucas.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Anytime Terry Crews shows up as a superhero, good movie.
I agree.
Terry Crews is funny.
Though they really should have brought in the word power.
Power! Oh, look at that wave. That was terrifying. All right. Good list. Good list. You got anybody you want to add in that you missed? Anything that got brought up that...
I would add, I mean, like I said, I have an ensemble cast. I can add people in the office and neighbors and co-workers and stuff like that.
I think we lost your mic. Hold on. We're working on it.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. I think we're back.
All right.
I'll just cut that part out.
All right. So anyways, where I have an ensemble type cast that can happen with co-workers, neighbors, police force, stuff like that. I would definitely, since you guys have said stuff, I would actually add Gad. I would add Gal Gadot. I'd add Charlize Theron.
Is that Galifianakis showing up in there someplace?
I'm not a big Galifianakis guy.
I almost feel like he needs to be one of the henchmen. Just because he's a jackass.
Yeah, I can see that.
I got to have Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's maybe one of the lead detectives or maybe the...
I just don't want Will Ferrell in my show.
Oh, God. I almost picked Will Ferrell, but I knew you'd kill me.
Well, here's the thing,
you'd hang me with the microphone cord.
They showed the top 10 losingest actors in roles for losing money, and he's number one.
Like, he's done some funny stuff, but there's been some stuff he's done that just absolutely
And we've talked about this. Him, Adam Sandler. Sandler has a great one, and then he has like 4 dumb ones. You know, so
Jack Black.
I love Jack Black.
Jack Black's funny, but I couldn't have him in this show.
Jack Black fits into everything.
Nah. Did you ever see The Jackal?
I don't know.
It was one of his first movies, like in the late 80s, early 90s.
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever saw it.
He was like a computer.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, he was a computer tech, and Richard Gere, I think it was in it. He was a computer techie guy, and he was holding a target up for the guy, and he shot his arm off.
Oh, shit.
And Jack Black's freaking out. It was awesome.
I remember him. I think the very first place I ever saw Jack Black was when he was in Mars Attacks.
I don't remember him in that.
Yeah, he was the one, the guy's son, the one brother or whatever that went off to war, and he goes in there with his gun, and then they zap his gun, and it melts, and he grabs the flag. I surrender! And they hit him with the laser.
How great was Mars Attacks?
Like, no, not happening. Not yet. I love Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks was great.
You should have wore rubber socks.
Yeah, he should have. Something. All right. Well, I think we're going to stay in this movie theme for the next episode, too. We've talked about our favorite movies or TV shows and that. We talked about our favorite comedies when we had Jeff and Calvin come in. Maybe we just need to talk about our top 5 movies of all time. I don't know. Maybe we need, because it's.
I got like 40 movies
that's
in my
what
top
I'm saying.
10.
I'm gonna put you on it to make you come back and cut it to 5.
It just can't happen because it depends on your mood that day.
Ben, I'm pretty sure yours is mostly Star Wars.
No, actually, maybe one.
I got one in my top
3.
5.
3 of them are Star Wars.
No, just one.
Because I do like the
But none of
feel-good
them are
movies.
prequels.
Yeah. Well, see, and mine will bounce, and that's why I want to leave it open too. I don't necessarily just want to say comedies. I don't want to say action movies. I want to bounce it all over the place. So I'm going to make you pick 5 out of all the movies from like 1930 whatever to now over the last 80, 90 years. I'm going to make you pick 5 because
that's tough.
I'm sadistic. So with that being,
most of mine were animated at that point.
That's tough.
well, I had a lot of mine were animated in the 90 years ago too, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I'm already thinking about it. That's hard.
All right. Well, good.
Gonna give poor Mike there an aneurysm.
I know. I'm gonna kill poor Mikey. He's gonna. I'm gonna be the eat a dick segment next time. I think. Speaking of that, there comes that time of the show where it's time to tell people to eat a dick. I went all a little off the rails on our Super Bowl episode, so I'm gonna turn it to you guys. Who's peeved you off this week? Who do you want to tell to eat a dick? Go ahead. You can go first.
Tom Brady.
I'll bet he'll eat 6 dicks.
Yeah, he's gonna eat 6 dicks with a ring on each one.
Yep.
That motherfucker.
Did you see I think that was my favorite Super Bowl commercial, though, is they're all messing around because Marshawn Lynch knocked the football off the game.
Fumble.
And Edelman just looks at Tom Brady. He's like, get in there, old man. And Brady just lifts his hand, pulls all the rings off hands, and hold these, kid.
Did you see Edelman shaved his beard?
I did.
Ellen talked him into shaving his beard.
Hey,
I got a buddy of mine who's a Patriots fan. He says, "Oh, we're so fucked for next year."
Nah, you'll be out.
What do you got, Mikey?
Okay, so I just noticed this one today as I was going through the Facebook feed. It was a story from KSL TV about some special needs students going to school. Did you hear about this? So the kids were coming home, And some of them can't really talk. Some can't articulate. They're special needs, and they go to this school for a few hours a day. And the one says, I don't want to go. They don't like me. They hate me. And no one hates you. You know, the mom. No one hates you, you know, and everything.
Right.
So what she did is she put a recorder in her hair and went to school to see who was bullying her, see if there's any real problem. And the first day, they was there for, I think they're there for 2 or 4 hours. I can't remember what it is. But the tape filled up, and it was the teachers.
Really?
And the handlers were screaming at these kids, you're worthless, I'm going to kick you. You need to pee your pants, I'm not going to let you go to the bathroom. And just the teachers and administrators were just being total jerks to these kids.
Good hell.
And they said, how long did you do these recordings? Was it a few weeks? No, it was 1 day.
1 day.
1 day.
Wow.
And the teachers, thank God, were put on administrative leave, and they're pending an investigation. And, I mean, it takes a special person to work with special needs children. It takes a special
it takes
parents.
a lot better person than I do.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do it.
There's a lot to it. And if you're in that position, you can't be, you're just a dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you eat a dick if you're that.
Especially if any kid you have under your care.
You're bullying any kid, but if you're getting your rocks off bullying special needs kids, yeah, eat a bag of dicks.
You're going to hell. I'm sorry.
I'll
it's
drive
over.
the damn bus for you.
It's
Good
over.
hell.
But yeah, I just seen that today, and that kind of irked me in a bad way.
Yeah, no kidding. God, that pisses me off too. And then mine, I went off on Adam Levine. I've been bitching about Adam Levine and Maroon 5 all week. I guess he did come out and say that he expected the backlash from it, but whatever. Screw off, Adam Levine. I still hate your guts. Depression can eat a dick. I've seen way too many people affected by it. I absolutely hate it. And if you are struggling with it, I don't care. You can call me any day, any time of the night. I don't care who you are or what's going on. If you're struggling that bad with depression and you need somebody to talk to, I don't care. I'll be right here. We joke around a lot and we talk a lot of shit on this podcast, but God damn it, if you are struggling with that and you need some help, I will be one of the first ones to stand there in line. So depression, eat a dick. If you're struggling with it, I got your back. Anything else before we sign off for this week?
No, I think I'm good.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Another
That was
segment
excellent.
called Grab the Stick.
Who we grabbing? What? Who we grabbing?
Whoa.
Well, that's you, Ben. You grab sticks.
Don't worry about the stick. We talked about the
Please
stick.
always remember the stick story.
we did talk about
Mike,
the
did
stick
you hear the
story,
stick story?
a couple
Not yet.
episodes back.
I don't think I want to hear a stick
No,
story.
Oh, the stick
I don't
story.
know that you do. It was pretty bad, but
great.
shout out to the Fairfield Inn and the stick. So, all right.
Ben,
Well,
you weren't supposed to say the name. You could get in trouble. You hurt their tree.
no, I said Harefield.
All right.
So, yes, hang tight while we watch Mike's brain explode next week. We're going to come back and make him pick his top 5 movies out of like 970,000 out there. So,
And that's just in my top 10.
yeah.
I got 500 shows in my top 10.
All right.
It's
It's going to be a little rough.
All
So, yeah.
tied for number 1.
Mike's got his top 5 and 463,812 honorable mentions. Right?
yes.
All right. Well, I do want to thank you guys for coming along. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to all almost 1,500 followers across social media that we got.